Question 11. Two cylinders P and Q of equal capacity are connected to each other via a stopcock. Cylinder P contains an ideal gas at standard temperature and pressure. Cylinder Q is completely evacuated. The entire system is thermally insulated. Now the stopcock is suddenly opened. What is the effect on the internal energy of the gas? So four options are there. It increases, decreases, no change, or may increase or decrease. Dear student, this is a case of a free expansion. As it is given that the cylinder Q is completely evacuated, that is, there is a vacuum there. And in the case of free expansion, the process is adiabatic, which means that delta Q is equal to 0. Also, the work done is also 0. This means, as we can write down, that delta Q is equal to delta W plus delta U. So delta U will be also 0. Therefore, the internal energy of the gas does not change, and for this question the correct answer turns out to be option number 3. Moving on to the question number 12. In question 12, an iron rod of susceptibility 599 is subjected to a magnetizing field of 1200 ampere per meter. The relative permeability of the material of the rod is. Dear student, it is given that the susceptibility, that is Xi, is given to be equal to 599. From the concepts from the chapter magnetism and matter, we can write down that mu r, that is the relative permeability, is equal to 1 plus Xi. So that will be equal to 1 plus 599, and this will give us a value of 600. Please note that the relative permeability has no units. Therefore, for this question, the correct answer is option number 2. Moving on to the question number 13. Question 13 says the energy equivalent of a 1 kg of a substance is. So four options are given to us: 4.5 into 10 raised to power 15 joules, 4.5 into 10 raised to power 16 joules, 9 into 10 raised to power 13 joules, and 9 into 10 raised to power 16 joules. From the Einstein's mass energy equivalence relation, dear students, we can write down that E, that is the energy, will be equal to mc square. Here mass is 1 kg, so 1 multiplied by c square. C is equal to 3 into 10 raised to power 8 meter per second in SI units. So this will be equal to 9 into 10 raised to power 16 joules. And clearly for this question, the correct answer is option number 4. Now let us solve the question number 14. Question 14 says a 0.1 Henry inductor is connected to a 220 volt 50 Hz AC supply. The RMS value of the current in the circuit is. Dear students, to start solving this question, we must first write down the value of the inductive reactance, that is the XL. XL is given to be equal to omega L, where omega is the angular frequency of the source and L is the inductance. Omega can also be written as 2 pi into frequency, so 2 pi FL. Herein, this can be written as 2 pi into 50, as F is equal to 50 as per the question, and L is given to be equal to 0.1 Henry. This will give us a value of 10 pi with a unit ohms. Now, the current's RMS value will be equal to the RMS value of the voltage divided by XL. And the RMS value of the voltage is given to be equal to 220. So this will be 220 by 10 pi. We can further simplify it as 220 by 10, and pi can be written as, dear students, 22 by 7. So on solving this, we get a value of 7 amperes. And hence for this question, the correct answer turns out to be option number 1. Now let us solve the question number 15. In question 15, if E0 and B0 are amplitudes of electric field and magnetic field vectors in an electromagnetic wave, then the ratio of the energy densities due to the both fields is. So the four options are 1 is to C, C is to 1, C square is to 1, or 1 is to 1. Dear students, the energy density due to electric field in this case can be written as 1 by 4 epsilon naught E0 square, where E0 is the amplitude of the electric field, wherein the energy density due to the magnetic field can be written as B0 square by 4 mu naught. One of the characteristics of the electromagnetic wave, dear students, is that the value of UE is equal to UB, which means that the ratio of UE to UB is equal to 1:1. Therefore, the electric and the magnetic fields contribute equally to the average energy density of the electromagnetic waves. And for this question, therefore, the correct answer is option number 4. Now let us solve the question number 16.